woman?
No.
Why is the
what the security forces are doing, and that's why you think it is slow. It's not a simple process. Especially when politics.
I don't know how.
That is also why the government, instead of declaring a total state of emergency, has decided to leave some democratic structures on ground.
Okay,
it is because of the people.
In the interest of the elite.
In the interest of the people who elected those people.
Okay, Mr. Nzako, there's something he said earlier. He said some of these Boko Haram elements are being protected by the people, some of the people in that region.
No, I never said so.
He said so.
He said so.
Yes. Do you agree with that?
How can I agree?
The people that protect some of
How
these
can
Boko
I
Haram
agree with
elements.
that? Much as I agree that the Boko Haram elements may be living among the people, they are not likely to be protected by the people. It is the duty of security agencies to separate the Haram elements from the genuine people. It is their duty.
That is what they now.
And how do you do that? By mere intelligence networking. And they separate that.
I drew your attention.
If you train their ranks and know who are the Haram elements and who are the genuine people.
Localized. If you look at the graphic details of the strikes of the Boko Haram insurgents, you will see that it has been localized. It's been localized to the fringes. Yes, of course.
Look, at this, because we have not had other strikes in other states in recent times.
We're not expecting other strikes in other states.
In the past few weeks or few months, why has it taken so much root in Borno State? If what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. Don't forget.
Yes,
if Abuja should be protected and there will be no bomb anymore in Abuja. If Niger State should be protected and there will be no bomb in Niger State anymore. What is happening in Borno State?
And you
Borno State be protected? Why won't Yobe State be protected?
You drew my attention to the fact that Boko Haram started in Borno State.
Yes.
Therefore, you are not expecting that the same way Boko Haram was routed from Abuja, from Niger State, from every other state, will be the same way it will be routed in Borno State.
So that means we have forgotten Borno State.
No, that's why it is.
Are we giving Borno to Boko Haram?
No, that is why the engagement in Borno is deepening. That's why I'm telling you that for the governor of Borno State to come and say what he said, he simply wants more action from the security forces, and which is what I'm telling you, that the government is prepared.
Does that action include promotions of officers into of generals? Is that promotions of generals who, according to Initiate, says they're being promoted every day when they don't understand war?
Well, he may be
a civilian, yes. But that's what he's saying.
Because security is about command and control. And then when it is time, whether you are in a state of war or not, and an officer or even other ranks is
due for promotion.
Even at war, it's due.
Despite performance or non-performance.
No, not about performance. There are two.
I don't know how you guys do it. Do you ever have criteria for promotion? And then that criteria, the criteria include performance?
Of course.
If it does, what is happening in Borno State?
But that is
why are people being promoted for non-performance?
You cannot say non-performance because, like you agreed with me, the thing has been curtailed in some parts of Nigeria.
Realistically, I agree with you that we have not had bombs.
I have friends
in Abuja,
and they're telling me that I can come to Kano and start life all over again.
I want to believe it is not transient.
It is not. It shouldn't be.
It is not
as patriotic Nigerians, we shouldn't believe that it is transient. We should believe that system should endure. The situation where life should return to normalcy.
The same belief
in a given
belief I hold that it should not be transient in Kano. I want to extend that it should also happen in Borno State.
Yes, and
it should happen in Plateau State. Let us not forget the fact that the killings in Plateau State have been wished away by government as coming from Fulani nomads. I don't know where are you looking from. I take of course. Don't you read the papers?
Government wished away.
No.
I don't agree because the political situation in Plateau was even there before the Boko Haram insurgency became pronounced.
All right, gentlemen. I have to come in here. We'll need to go on another break, and when we'll come back, we'll continue with this conversation as we run. Well, let me take a few tweets here before we go. Christopher Abel says the officers on the Boko Haram mission are not doing their best. The men are okay, the men are doing their best. The Boko Haram guys are cowards. The officers and men are doing their best. The insurgents are winning the battle, but the government needs to do more than military action. That's from Ebima's as Bishop Mayowa. Val Chinyalugo says we need a robust intel gathering, aerial approach attack, and territorial surveillance to bring it to a little at bay. We lack it here. Esamisha says Mr. Wonderful must be on the payroll of the army for him to be arguing this way. Mike says Boko Haram are better harmed. If not, how would they have killed 9 JTF last week over 25 JTF late last year? Is that true?
Well, that's the report we had in the papers. The terrible thing is that we don't get to even get the true picture of what is going on. And that is why you will listen to the cries of the governor, who is sitting there and who by law should be the chief security officer of the state. So the military in Borno State are helping him to curb the problem, because the military was involved due to the threat to Nigerian territorial sovereignty internally and externally. Don't forget the fact that initially the Boko Haram elements have started hoisting some strange flags.
Okay, we'll be back shortly. Please don't go away. Okay, welcome back. We're still talking curbing the insurgency in the North-East. Still, Sulai says if the death of Yusuf was investigated earlier, the insurgency would have been a thing of the past. And the Big Louis says the U.S., with all its sophisticated weapons, has been fighting insurgency in Afghanistan for over 12 years now, so it's not an easy fight. Ice Kanem says, I hope this crisis is not more political than religious, as it may be self-inflicted for political point and blackmail. Talking about political will here, the governor said the military is not motivated.
Yes, the governor said so, but the question is, what has the governor been doing to motivate the military? Let's look at it this way. It's very obvious that the military guys are not well motivated. I am not privy to the extent of motivation. I'm not privy to the extent of motivation of the military personnel. But I am privy to the extent of motivation of the police personnel, because we live with the police, right? And it is very obvious that the policemen are not properly motivated. Nobody can argue that. And then, since it is the same system that we operate, an environment where the security vote, or rather where the budgetary allocation given to the entire military is almost 1/3 of what is provided for amnesty. So how much of that goes to the military to motivate the boys to be able to work? So when you say that, when the governor said that the military are not properly motivated, I have no qualms with that. But where I have qualms and issues is that, what has the governor done with his own security vote to motivate the military? You recall that even in some other states, governors buy equipment and vehicles to give to the police to help to fight crime, and to even give the military to help to fight crime and insurgency. To what extent has Kazim Shettima done his bit?
I'm not going to.
And then, to what extent has the military allocation itself been utilized, and to what extent has the government increased that allocation to the military? So it's a whole lot of issues that both the government and the security agencies have questions to answer. And that question that requires answer is to curb insurgency for the protection of the life of the people.
I tell you that, just like I drew your attention before, the government is making consistent effort to contain the Boko Haram insurgency. And like I told you, which you also agreed with me, that the government has been able to localize the insurgency, especially in Borno State, where it actually started. And don't forget that like I said before, there are international linkages to this.
The motivation factor there.
Yes, motivation is not like a bulletproof vest. Motivation is something that is done organizationally.
A man must be properly motivated.
And I tell you, the Nigerian military is not begging the question of motivation for its personnel.
A retired general in this country had once said, you will know him, I wouldn't want to mention his name on air, had once said that Nigeria was not worth dying for. He became an opera, but he maintained his position. And why would he say that? Because he has seen the system and has seen that there is little or no motivation
that was
to the
there.
people to make the people.
But I know in recent
has the same changed?
I know in recent, yes.
Has it changed?
Yes, of course.
And you want to tell me that the people are well motivated?
Right now, because I have even seen in the history of this country, have you seen Nigerian military manufacture equipment? But in the last 2, 3, 4 years, Nigerian military have manufactured some of their own equipment they're using. Even armored personnel carriers are being manufactured in this country now.
How does it translate to the life of the ordinary soldier who goes, the soldier himself? You know, you have the officers and the
welfare and training
and men.
Motivation includes a whole gamut of issues: training, welfare, retirement benefit, conditions of service. And I know that the military in the last 2, 3, 4 years have said that they have never had it as good as they have had it now.
Are you sure it's not a political statement?
It is not, because
coming from somebody who was appointed.
We are seeing the results.
Where's the result? We want to see that result.
How many military barracks have you gone to?
We want to see that result in Borno State.
Fine, and that is what I'm assuring you.
In Plateau State.
I'm giving you that.
And I want to see continuous peace in all the fringes around Borno State.
That is what the government
is achieved. Then I will now.
That is what the government is aiming at. And like I told you, it's no longer as episodic as it used to be before. A situation where the government will just strike, claim victory, and the next day is back. No. The government is consistent, the government is procedural, the government is strategic.
Okay.
And that is why they are going to win this war, because it's a full-blown war.
Right,
and the international community knows that terrorism is an international
war. Who then is playing the ostrich?
Well, politicians anyway. But I'm not going to stay here and tell you that the security forces are unaware of that.
All right, okay. I'm sorry, we have to end it here for now. Mr. Fred Nzako, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Mr. Emeka Nwanebu, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And for you out there, let me see if I can do 1 or 2 tweets. Chijoke Ugbole says, we need the cooperation of every Nigerian to stop the insurgency in the Northeast. This is not the time to apportion blame. Initiate says, with good intelligence, the government should be able to find the sponsors and cut off the BH financiers. His Grace Toba Ash says, it's a pity Dr. Cooper can come on air to say what pleases, but he's never been to Borno to see the damage. That is subjective. That is subjective. That's from His Grace Toba Ash. Please always, Henry G says, the Nigerian military doesn't have the tactical innovation to deal with the Boko Haram. They are more innovative in their tactics. I don't understand you there. Anyway, but thank you so much for letting us be a part of your evening, and for those that are sending their tweets and their comments, thank you so much. Till we bring you another edition of the program, have yourself a good night.